Hello viewers, welcome to this video lecture series on Computer Networks Lab. So in this particular lab series, I shall be using the simulator Cisco Packet Tracer. In my previous video sessions, for this lab series, I have explained how the different components work, which these components we are using in the lab experiments. So you can watch those video sessions. In that video sessions, I have explained briefly about the components that are used in the Computer Networks Lab experiments. Now let us come to this introduction to the simulator. Here the simulator used is Cisco Packet Tracer. In this particular session, I have started explaining in a question and answer form. But more or less what I want to convey actually for this particular introduction, I shall be conveying here in this video session. So what is a Cisco Packet Tracer? Cisco Packet Tracer is a visual simulation tool designed by Cisco Systems that helps users to create different network topologies, and all types of networks, simple or complex, can be imitated. To make one particular network topology, like you will be using the systems here, then you will be using the end devices, you will be using the intermediate devices, whether it is a router, or you may require server, or you may require switch. So all these things, suppose if these components, now to carry out or to test a particular experiment, actually you need to buy all these components. Rather than that, if we try to imitate, like here we can use the components that are present in the simulator package, and that simulator is Packet Tracer, okay, where you can see all the different components that are present, the end devices, the intermediate devices, and the connecting cables. All these things are present in this particular Packet Tracer, and this is designed by the Cisco Systems. And you can create a very simple topology, or you can create a complex topology. So for the purpose of study, for testing, this kind of simulator will definitely help the users in carrying out the different experiments. So all of us are very much familiar with this company, Cisco Systems. So we all know very well, this is the topmost company in the networking domain, which will provide the softwares, which will offer the different networking services, and which will manufacture the different networking components. How does the users simulate the different topologies? Now the question is, how are the users going to simulate the different network topologies? And there in the simulator, that is in the Cisco Packet Tracer, you can construct, you can build a network topology in two ways. Either you can give you have the command line interface, and also you have the IP configuration method or the desktop configuration method, wherein the most powerful way of simulating the different network topologies using the command line interface. User can simulate the Cisco routers and the Cisco switches. What is the reason for naming this company? So this is an interesting question. Here we wanted to know what is the reason for naming the company as Cisco. I think normally we know the things about the Cisco Packet Tracer very well. We know about the Cisco company. We may not be knowing why the name Cisco is given to this company. So this word Cisco is derived from San Francisco. This is the Cisco in Francisco. So, and the Cisco logo looks like this. You can see vertical lines, smaller length, medium length, and the bigger length. And this logo appears to be a series of vertical lines. This is actually representing what? The Golden Gate Bridge. And the two taller lines, this one and this one, okay, these two taller lines will denote the towers here. Now coming to the CLI commands in the Cisco Packet Tracer, as I told that this interface is used in order to configure the different Cisco routers and switches. So how are you going to use this interface, or how are you going to use the configuration, how are you going to carry out the configuration in this particular mode? So what exactly you'll be doing is, in the Cisco Packet Tracer you have the different components, okay, you have switches, you have routers, you have the connecting cables, all those things are present in the Packet Tracer. So what you'll be doing is, suppose if you want to configure a particular switch or a router, that means any device, you need to select that device. Like for example, here in this I have shown a router as the device, and for this device you need to click. So once you click, you will get a window like this, and this window you will be seeing three tabs. One is the physical, config, and CLI. So you have to select the CLI here. command line interface. So once you are in CLI, then only you will be able to use all the commands. Cisco IOS supports all different types of commands. So let us see the different command modes. So there are different command modes, as I said. The first one will be the user. How are you going to enter into this mode? As I said, first you will be selecting the component, that is the router I have selected here. Then you will click, you will be able to get, because I have chosen the router, immediately there you can see in the window, once you click the CLI, okay, for the router, you will be getting this kind, router and one greater than symbol. This indicates what you are in the user EXEC mode. User has to type the command enable. Then once the user types the command enable, it will be taken to this privilege mode and the symbol will be like this, hash. Fine. So from this mode you have entered into the privilege mode from here to here by typing what? By typing enable. Now if you type one more command called as configure terminal, you will be taken to this mode and it is called as the global configuration mode. Under global configuration mode, once again you have the different modes. One such mode is the interface mode. So you will be typing the command interface, in short it is INT, followed by the interface number, okay, followed by the interface number. So you will be taken to config if, that means config interface mode. So I'll just repeat here. Initially you are in the the user EXEC mode and you need to type the command enable. It will take you to the privilege mode, and in the privilege mode this is the symbol, and from there if you type configure terminal, you will be taken to the global configuration mode and you can see here the word config followed by this once again hash. From global configuration mode, if you want to enter into interface mode, then you have to type the command int followed by the interface number. So you will be taken into this mode wherein you can configure the interface of a device. So here you can see config if is appearing. So if you want to go back from config if to config mode, need to type exit. From the global configuration mode, if you want to go back to the privilege mode, you need to type exit here. Then from the privilege mode to the user EXEC mode, you need to type the exit. So I have written here use exit command to return to the previous mode. There are other modes too which you will be seeing while carrying out experiments in Cisco Packet Tracer. User mode is the default mode after booting. User mode allows the user to execute only the basic commands. So which are the basic commands, even that I'll be telling you. Then the next mode, privilege mode, allows the users to view the system configuration and also it is used for debugging. See, remember, in very simple words, user mode is just to execute only basic commands. So in that functionality we can use the word as monitoring. But privilege mode is used for what? Configuration and for debugging. Then the third mode, the global configuration mode, has various sub modes. This is what I wanted to tell you, that there are other sub modes also under the global configuration mode. One is the interface mode, sub interface mode, line mode, router configuration mode. So these things I have just summarized here in this form. So we hope it will help you all. So what I have done is I have written the heading as commands in different modes. So let me write under this 3 different modes here. First one is the user EXEC mode, the privileged EXEC mode and the global configuration mode, and which are the commands that can be used under each mode. Ping, enable, show, trace route, exit, telnet, clear, help, set. This is not the end, you have still more, so I'll just write here etc. Then under the second mode, the privilege mode, you can use all the commands that you were able to type in the user mode, okay. Then you can use all the debugging commands. You can use all the commands that are used to configure the devices and to reload. So these are the functions I have mentioned here. So when I teach the experiments, you'll also be seeing specific commands that are available here. Then next comes the global configuration mode. In the global configuration mode, you'll be able to carry out commands with respect to changing the name of the device, that is the host name, enable secret, IP route. Then under the interface you have the IP address, encapsulation, shutdown, no shutdown. Then under the router you have the network, version and auto summary. Then in line, password, login and modem command. So everywhere I can use the word etc because there are some more in the list. So you will be definitely seeing the other commands also in my future experiments. Hope this introduction to Cisco Packet Tracer session is useful to you all. If you find it useful, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye bye and take care.